Hello everyone and welcome back to Bridge English channel, where learning English feels friendly, natural, and real. I'm Catherine.
Hi, Catherine, and hello to all our lovely listeners. It's so good to be here with you today. I'm feeling really good.
You look great today, John. Very positive energy. Did you have a good start to your day?
I did, actually. I had a nice, slow morning. I had eggs, toast, and a big cup of coffee, so yes, I'm full of energy now. How about you, Catherine? How are you today?
I'm doing very well, thank you. The sun is shining and that always puts me in a good mood. Everything feels lighter when the sun is out, doesn't it?
It really does. It feels like a perfect day to sit down, relax, and practice some English together.
Exactly. And today's topic is a very special one. We get so many messages about this.
Let me guess. Is it about sounding more natural when speaking English?
Yes, exactly. Today we're talking about how to sound more fluent in English.
Wow, that's a big topic. Probably one of the biggest goals for English learners.
Absolutely. Everyone wants to speak English and sound relaxed, confident, and natural, not like they're reading from a textbook.
And the good news is you don't need perfect grammar or a huge vocabulary to sound fluent.
That's very important to hear, because many learners think fluency means knowing every word in the dictionary.
Which is impossible. There are way too many words. Laughter.
Exactly. Fluency is not about knowing everything. It's about how you use what you already know.
Before we start sharing our tips, can we ask our listeners for a small favor?
Of course. If you're enjoying our conversations and learning English with us, please take a second to like this episode.
It really helps the channel grow and helps us reach more learners like you.
And don't forget to subscribe to Bridge English channel so you never miss a new episode.
And if you know someone who's learning English, share this podcast with them. Learning is always better together.
Thank you so much for your support. All right, John, are you ready to dive into fluency?
I'm ready. Let's do it.
So let's start with a very common question. John, what does fluent really mean?
Many people think fluency means speaking very fast.
Yes, that's a big myth.
They think, if I speak fast, I sound like a native speaker.
But that's not true at all. Speaking fast can actually make you harder to understand.
Exactly. Fluency is not about speed. It's about flow.
Flow is the key word here. Fluency means your speech moves smoothly, without too many long pauses or hard stops.
I like to think of it like a river. A river doesn't need to be fast, it just needs to flow smoothly.
That's a beautiful example. And a fluent speaker is the same. Calm, smooth, and relaxed.
So let's talk about our first and most powerful tip to sound more fluent.
Yes, this one is simple but incredibly important. It's about contractions.
Contractions. That sounds like a scary grammar word.
It does, but it's actually very easy. A contraction is when we take two words and make them shorter.
Like I am becoming I'm.
Exactly. Or it is becoming it's.
Or do not becoming don't.
Perfect examples. In textbooks, we often see full forms like, I am happy. It is a nice day.
But in real life, people say, I'm happy. It's a nice day.
And that small change makes your English sound much more natural.
Less robotic.
Exactly. Listen to this difference. I am going to the park because it is sunny.
That sounds correct, but a bit stiff.
Now listen to this. I'm going to the park because it's sunny.
That sounds like a real conversation.
And that's the secret. Fluent English sounds like real life, not a grammar book.
Contractions help your sentences connect. They make your speech flow better.
And don't forget negative contractions. Cannot becomes can't, and will not becomes won't.
I use don't all the time. I don't like cold weather.
Perfect. That's exactly how native speakers talk.
So if our listeners want one simple thing to practice this week, I would say start using contractions.
Yes, just that one change can make a huge difference.
All right, so we have our first tool for fluency.
And we're just getting started. All right, John. We talked about contractions like I'm, don't, and it's. Now let's move on to another very important part of fluency.
Yes, this one really changes how your English sounds. It's about connecting words.
Exactly. Many beginners speak in very short sentences.
Like this. I like coffee, I like tea, I like juice.
That's correct English, but it doesn't sound very fluent.
A fluent speaker connects ideas together. They use words like and, but, and because.
For example, I like coffee, tea, and juice.
Or, I wanted to go for a walk, but it started to rain.
That word but is very powerful. It connects two different ideas smoothly.
And because is amazing for explaining things. I'm tired because I worked late.
When you use because, you don't just say what you feel, you explain why.
That makes you sound more confident and more fluent.
Exactly. Instead of short, broken sentences, your English becomes one long, connected thought.
I like to think of these words as bridges.
Bridges?
Yes, they build a bridge between your ideas so your listener can follow you easily.
I love that image. Fluency really is about building bridges, not jumping from idea to idea.
And the good news is you don't need many connecting words.
No, even just an but and because are enough to sound much more natural.
Now, Catherine, I think it's time to talk about something fun.
Yes, one of my favorite topics, filler words.
Some learners are surprised by this.
Yes, because in school, teachers often say, don't say
And for exams or presentations, that's true.
But real conversations are different. Native speakers use filler words all the time.
Words like, well, actually, let me think. Or,
These words give your brain time to think.
Imagine someone asks you, what's your favorite movie?
If you stay silent for 5 seconds, it feels uncomfortable.
But if you say, well, let me think. I really like Toy Story. It sounds natural.
Exactly. You're showing that you're thinking in English, not translating in your head.
I love using actually. Actually, I don't like pizza. I prefer pasta.
It sounds confident and natural.
And is very common too. It's a beautiful day,
It invites the listener to agree with you. It makes the conversation warmer.
So don't be afraid of filler words.
They are part of real English. Real English is not perfect.
Which brings us to another very important point.
You don't need to be perfect to be fluent.
This is huge. Many learners stop speaking when they make a mistake.
But native speakers make mistakes too.
All the time. Sometimes I forget words. Sometimes my grammar isn't perfect.
But you keep talking.
Exactly. Fluency means keeping the conversation going.
If you say, he go to the shop instead of he goes, don't stop.
The other person understands you.
If you stop to fix every small mistake, the flow breaks.
Remember the river example. The river doesn't stop for a small rock.
It flows around it.
Confidence is a big part of fluency.
When you smile and relax, people focus on your message, not your mistakes.
So speak, make mistakes, and keep going.
Exactly. That's how fluency grows.
Now, Catherine, I think we should talk about listening.
Yes. To sound fluent, you need to listen to fluent English.
Like podcasts.
Exactly. Podcasts, movies, TV shows, and songs.
Listening helps you learn rhythm.
English has a rhythm. Some words are strong, some words are weak.
For example, I want to go to the store.
The important word is store.
We don't say every word with the same power.
When you copy that rhythm, your English sounds more musical.
And less robotic.
Exactly.
Which brings us to linking words.
Yes, native speakers link words together.
Pick it up becomes pick it up.
An apple becomes an apple.
Check it out becomes check it out.
When you link words, your English sounds smooth and confident.
And very natural.
So let's pause here for a moment.
We've covered a lot already.
Contractions, connecting words, filler words, confidence, listening, rhythm, and linking.
And we still have more to share.
All right, John, before we finish today's episode, I think it's a great idea to practice what we talked about.
I agree. Practice is where fluency really starts to grow.
Let's do a short role play so our listeners can hear these tips in action.
Perfect. Let's imagine we meet at a cafe.
Okay, I'll start. Hey, John, how's it going?
Well, actually, I'm a bit tired today, but I'm happy to see you. How about you?
I'm doing pretty well. I didn't sleep much last night, but the weather's nice, so I'm in a good mood.
That's good. Do you want to grab a coffee or something?
Let me think. I'd love a coffee, but maybe I should get tea instead. Actually, you know what? Coffee sounds perfect.
Great, let's check it out.
That felt very natural.
Yes, we used contractions, filler words, linking, and connecting ideas.
And notice how we didn't speak very fast.
Exactly, we just spoke smoothly.
That's fluency. Calm, connected, and confident.
And no one was perfect.
Right. And that's completely okay.
You know, Catherine, this reminds me of when I first started working in an English-speaking environment.
Oh, really? How was that?
I was very nervous. I spoke slowly and carefully. I was afraid of making mistakes.
That's very common.
But then I started listening to my colleagues. They use simple phrases like, "How's it going?" or "Catch you later."
Catch you later is a great one. It just means goodbye.
Yes. And when I started using those small, natural phrases, I felt more confident. I didn't feel like a student anymore. I felt like part of the group.
And that's the goal for our listeners. Feeling comfortable and included when they speak English.
Exactly. English is not just a language, it's a tool for connection.
And fluency helps you connect without stress.
So let's quickly review what we talked about today.
First, contractions. Saying I am instead of I am, don't instead of do not.
Second, connecting words like and, but, and because to build longer, smoother sentences.
Third, filler words like, well, actually, and let me think to give yourself time.
Fourth, don't aim for perfection. Keep going even when you make mistakes.
Fifth, listen to real English to learn rhythm and stress.
And finally, link your words together to sound smooth and natural.
If you tried just one of these tips this week, you're already improving.
Little steps every day make a big difference.
Now it's your turn.
Yes, we'd love to hear from you.
Leave a comment and tell us which tip was your favorite.
Or write one contraction you use often, like I'm or don't.
We read your comments and they really make us happy.
And if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe to Bridge English channel.
Share this episode with a friend who's learning English.
Thank you so much for spending time with us today.
It was a pleasure as always, John.
The pleasure was mine. Now I think I need another cup of coffee.
Save one for me.
I will. Goodbye, everyone.
Bye for now. See you in the next episode.
Bye-bye.